What's up, everybody? My name is Erin, and welcome to the Mad Maker Studio, and welcome back for episode 3 of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Last time we met Mason and Jimmy. We hopped a train and accidentally, or unintentionally rather, made our way all the way down the East Coast to the Carolinas. So it's been a couple of days since I recorded, so I believe I visited that landmark behind me. So let's head out of Georgia, or maybe we'll see what's up in this northwest corner here. Never mind, because these other icons are popping up. All right, let's head on to Jacksonville, Florida. Your story. You spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside their family car while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. The children seem embarrassed. You see the oldest brother lean over and distract his siblings with a story. Listen in. He starts telling them a story about the brothers who sought one another for 50 years and their spirits still search today. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of the 2 brothers who wandered seeking one another for 50 years, but with new, exciting, over-the-top details. He tells it well. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the ending of the boys' new story. But the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while. Let's move on. Let's see, is this another train? Or search. A horse auction. A well-dressed man waves you over. Making some big deals today, he brags, fingering a bill where you can see. Get me when number 60 goes up, okay? You stand in the crowd and wait, then run back to fetch him. He pays you absurdly well for doing almost nothing at all. Okay. Move on. Okay, I got some money. Search.
The soldier sits in the dirt with his legs splayed out, like a child would sit. Beneath the tattered fabric of his antique uniform, several open wounds fester in the hot sun. Lend a hand, traveler?
See, ask about the wounds or help him. I'll help him.
You kneel in front of the soldier. His body is marked with bullet holes, along with deeper wounds that could be from knives or bayonets. Maggots squirm inside the raw, red flesh. About time I earned an amputation. You seen any bluebellies around?
Bluebellies?
The soldier leans in, uncomfortably close to inspect your features. Were his pupils solid white before now? He tilts his head, narrows his eyes, sniffs you. What are you, stranger?
Back away or pardon? Let's keep talking to him. We are a giant skeleton wandering the country. What do we have to fear?
A shadow falls on the soldier's face. You damn Yankee! He pulls you in by the wrist and drives a Bowie knife into your gut. As the blade bites your flesh, the soldier stares into your eyes, his body dispersing into the wind like a cloud of dandelion seeds.
Oh, he was a Civil War ghosty. We're getting a lot more scary stories now. Oh, my heart is like empty. You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts, suddenly turning toward you. Want to hear a good story? Sure. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the hotel haunted by the ghosts of twin toddlers, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. Wait a second. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the silent twins, but massively changed, with whole new chunks you don't remember. It's true, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road, and with that, the conversation seems over. Move on, I guess. I need to find a city. I need... my heart is empty.
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
Oh, great.
A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. "This is stupid," he says. "I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this." He marches off into the cane and others follow. "Don't!" a young woman shouts after them. "It's not right."
You don't owe the farmer, or she's right. She's right?
The thief left some hatchets behind, so you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. "Keep going," the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high.
Chop, chop, chop!
Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. "Good work," he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
Ooh. Move on. Oh, I need a happy story. Looks like there's a lot happening over here in the Panhandle, so... in the Panhandle of Florida.
"We need a 6th, she told you, beckoning from the steps of a great dark mansion. And just like that, you found yourself sitting with strangers around a velvet-draped table. Her voice is reedy and high, modulated by the tight collar of her Victorian dress. "Join hands, everyone." Your host keeps her eyes closed as she beseeches the spirits of the dead. But everyone else around the table lets one lingering, awkward glance bounce around between them. You sense they're just about done humoring her when it happens. A deep, nasty thump beneath the table.
Hold tight.
The whole table starts to shake, threatening to lift right off the ground. And then, the staid candle flames start flickering like mad, casting ghastly shadows on the walls. And then, a viciously cold wind cuts through the parlor like sharpened ice.
Keep holding or let go. Oh, I don't want to break the circle.
The damned candles are dancing in midair around you now, singeing a hair here and there off the coiffed heads of these well-heeled guests. You notice your host across the table has her eyes open wider than they should go, a rivulet of blood dripping from her nose.
Keep holding?
When you come to your senses, sunrise has begun to creep in. The parlor is empty but for you and the woman in the old-fashioned dress, who slumped dejectedly over the table. he didn't show up. All that sound and fury, and no sign of his spirit.
Alright, it's time to move on. I need a city so I can feel my heart.
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
That's weird. Rest.
You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
Nod off.
The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
So do we listen to the weeping or listen to the laughter? I want to listen to the laughter.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home. Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
Move on. Okay. Alright, let's see what tall tale we got here. Is this the same one? Oh, okay. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the shootout between the female bootleggers and the cops, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. Wait a second. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the women arrested for bootlegging, but massively changed with a whole new chunks you don't remember. It's true, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road, and with that, the conversation seems over. Move on. So the story grew. We don't have an option for like keeping the watered down versions or like the original stories. What character are we gonna meet here? Oh, hey, Jimmy.
Oh, it is a good day to see you, child. Just need a little company is all.
I didn't expect to see him again so soon.
Led a celebration of life today. Young man, 17, maybe 18. Closed casket.
Oh.
They did that boy wrong, they did. I suppose I'm glad I gave his family a little hope, at least. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking, church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Adventures. So, I think I've told him this one before, so I can't tell it again. Yeah, I've been on any adventures. Yeah, so... Okay, so it grays out the ones that we've already told him, which is nice. Sounds like he would appreciate the metalworker story, but I'm gonna hold on to that, maybe. That was pretty adventurous.
Huh, that one's trying to be scary, right? Don't work on me, I guess. Fate and fortune? Well, crimes like this make destiny something easy to believe in. It washes our hands, tells us there's nothing that could have been done. But it washes the hands of the offender, too. It is fearful resignation and nothing more. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Ooh.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute. As a traveling man, I don't do funerals often. See, the burying is one thing, but the real service you provide is in the weeks to come as mourners turn over in their sleep and doubt creeps in. I know that pain intimately. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
Well, I met this crazy soldier.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet.
Yeah, see, it's taking a lot more to get the eye open.
The past? I didn't know the boy, so I asked his brothers and sisters to share their memories of it. He danced, they said, loved baseball, called his father Big Man. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right?
I figured he would want more like uplifting, happy stories, considering that he just led a funeral, procession today.
Oh, you got me for a second with that one. Choice? Yeah, some days. I really believe that we all have choices in life. We are truly free to decide whether to live moral lives or to throw ourselves headlong into sin and profit.
Gosh, I love Jimmy's character.
But on days like today, I think maybe only God chooses, and he does so with arbitrary cruelty. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Ooh, more adventures, eh? I was telling about the dog.
That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe you ain't seen as much of this world as I have.
It was very emotional.
Freedom? I get angry. I do. Furious. All that talk of huddled masses yearning to be free. But when I look at that boy's parents, they ain't yearning for freedom. All they want is their damned boy back. Well, the night's over. I've got miles to go, of course. A long way to go alone. But this poor boy's still haunting my head.
Oh.
I wish we'd been able to continue our talk. I don't have a preacher of my own to seek solace from, you know? My next leg takes me this way. Maybe we'll cross paths again. We seem to be lucky that way.
Okay. Moving up to Bama. My heart is still empty. I need a city. I need a city. I need a store. I can't even hitchhike. Search. You smell the campfire before you see it. A young man turns a roast bird on a makeshift spit. Wondering, he asks. So am I. Stay a while. Folks like us gotta share when times are good, right? He shares his lunch. Fresh cooked fowl caught only an hour ago. Move on. Okay. Thank you. What's this?
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugar cane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello.
Greet the man.
Making molasses, he says to your unasked question. I sell the blackstripe in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell. He grins.
Smells strange. Let's ask to try some. Let's be a little adventurous.
Got some set aside. He comes back with a murky flask, waving off any offer of payment. I ain't charging. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread. He nods at the barrels. I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?
Well, I don't want to ask what's the wage because he just gave me free molasses, so I might be happy to help. But I had the audio glitch out a little bit, so I'm going to read this part. You help him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share a small meal and smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor. Move on. Okay, it looks like he refilled half of my heart. Thank you. Montgomery, Alabama. Is that Jimmy? I don't want to see him too soon, so I need more stories. I guess I'm just gonna go on down Florida until I find a car to hitchhike or a train car to hop again.
You rest in a field where a well-dressed stranger talks your ear off on all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in summer, how combine harvesters work. After a while, the mood shifts. Heard my death bones this morning.
Death bones?
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, clink, clank. More startling than wind chimes in a tornado. He plucks dry grass and chews on a piece. Ain't much time left now.
Any family, or you seem young. Any family?
Not much. Sent him a letter, mostly apologies. Bothered the postwoman a lot about how to spell this and that. Ain't that bad. He seems to perk up some. I did right by most folks.
Nod.
Sure was good to meet you. The man pauses, rubs his chin in contemplation. Don't let the bedbugs bite. He walks off slow. After his silhouette becomes small in the horizon, but before he vanishes, you see him collapse to the ground.
We're just gonna move on from that. Okay. The man who seemed alright with death. Gosh, there's like nothing out here. Oh, is that a city? Oh, please, please be a city. Oh dang, we're already down here in Louisiana? New Orleans. Oh good, looks like there's train cars. Enter New Orleans, let's do it. The French Quarter is overwhelming. You loiter in the shadow of a building that looks like a layer cake and watch the crowds go by. See, I can either buy a gumbo, jambalaya, sandwich, or whiskey. Well, oh gosh, these are so good though. Let's get some gumbo. Refill our heart. Explore.
Lenny's Antiques has a heady smell. Polish, maybe, or incense. Sunlight doesn't penetrate the blacked-out windows. The place is crammed with furniture and curios. The woman behind the counter beckons you over. I know the look of you. I know what you're here for.
And what's that?
She sets a tray on the counter. On it sits a hodgepodge of stitched leather pouches of various shapes and sizes. Some have neck or wrist straps looped through them. She waves a hand across the display. Good luck charms.
How much?
I don't want your money. You got something better. She licks her lips, holds out a flat palm.
Ma'am, what are you asking of me? Sure.
Her knife is fast.
Oh no.
She slices a thin line across your palm, then snatches your hand and squeezes. She catches the welling blood in a murky glass vial. Your vision flickers, and as you blink, the place lightens. Sunlight streams through the windows. You are alone.
Oops.
As you reach the door, a man calls after you. Is this yours? His name badge reads Lenny. He's holding up a leather pouch by its strap. You take it and hurry out of the shop.
Move on. The woman's selling grist in New Orleans. Let's earn some money. You You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Looking for work. I've met a lot of interesting people looking for work. It starts to rain in the kind of torrential tree-stripping way that only happens once or twice a year. Everyone scrambles for cover, but one guy stays out in the street. A fellow with a bale of bent and lopsided umbrellas. 10 cents each, he hollers. What an opportunist. The rain has soaked him through, but he's doing a roaring trade. Hey, he tells you. Go run around the main shopping streets and pick up all the umbrellas you see, okay? People sometimes drop them when the wind blows inside out. I'll pay. Seek shelter and said, I'm in. He's right. There are umbrellas scattered up, all up and down the street like fallen birds. You gather up an armful and the umbrella seller buys them all for you for a couple of coins. The next morning, though, your throat is hoarse and your nose is running like a faucet. Dang it. Move on. Okay. Looks like I'm full up. Can I go to the train station? I want to get out of this rural area. Oh, we can go all the way to San Antonio, Memphis, Atlanta, Miami. Can I leave and look at my map real quick? I only have half a heart still? I thought I filled it up. So I'm in Louisiana. Man, I came all that way. Okay, yeah, let's go to Miami. Meet a new friend. Oop, get turned around. Only got half a heart. Ugh. Oh, maybe that was my health from being out in the rain. Go to Miami. Whoa. Okay. That was a fast cut. Okay, let's earn money. Let's look for work. You're waiting for the light to change outside a corner store when the cashier sticks his head out the window and shouts, "Hey, got some time? Want a little cash?" Sure. He needs help moving cases of compressed pop fizz into the back room. We go through like 3 of these a week now, he explains. People in this town are absolutely fiends for soda. There's 3 soda jerks in this neighborhood alone and we're still making a killing. Wild. I can't stand the stuff though, he admits, and I'm not sure it's right. How can you mean? You ever read the ingredients, he asks? Curled my hair, no lie. And with that cryptic warning, he tosses you some coins and gets back to selling soda. Move on. Nice, let's explore.
You've enjoyed a break on the beach, staring off the edge of the world. But the sun is starting to go down, and the breeze is getting stronger. As you're about to stand, a man plunks down near you. He sits a polite distance off, but looks at you expectantly.
I can either ignore him or greet him warmly. Oh, I'm on an adventure. I want to talk to as many people as possible.
He smiles weakly. I just got fired. First Spanish-American radio host in the state, and they fired me. They needed to make cuts, I get that, but I'm twice the... He trails off. I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife.
Stay silent or let's be sympathetic.
I could try the docks, but there's already more men than jobs, and I could barely support the family on what they pay. He hangs his head. And my boy, I can't bring myself to tell them. I don't know what to do.
Sit with him.
He calms as the sun drops below the horizon. An expanse of darkness is ahead of you. Turning back to the lights of the city reminds you that the world hasn't gone away. After a long silence, he speaks. It's never going to get better, is it?
Sir, I want to give you hope.
It takes you a moment to notice his sobbing over the noise of the waves. I've got to tell them, haven't I? I'll go to the port in the morning and see if they'll take me. You can no longer make him out in the dark, but his hand touches your shoulder as he leaves.
Move on. Ooh. And I need to fill my heart up. We had gumbo last time. Let's get some jambalaya. I can always get money, but I want to keep my heart and my sleep meter full. Let's leave. We're out of money. Okay, let's go. Let's grab these two things and then we'll go to the campfire.
You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse sits at the other end. Close by, a large family is tending to the plants together. They pause and regard you, almost nervously. "Hello there?" the grandmother asks.
Hello.
The family is almost too nice to you. When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. A child runs back to the shed for a folding chair, and they serve you lemonade in a glass among the lettuce heads.
It's very kind.
Halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. The cuffs of his white shirt are stained red. The father sees your look and shifts to block your view. His eyes are bright, and his teeth are bared in something like worry. "How do you like your lemonade?"
I don't want to be here anymore. It's great.
His wife arrives with a bag full of sandwiches for you, and the whole family ushers you back into the woods, waving, wishing you well. You take one look back over your shoulder. The man by the wall is gone.
Ooh, I did not like that. So let's move on. Let's go hear another elaborate version of a story we've already heard. Maybe not. You wait in this soup line for over an hour. It's barely crawling along. You round the corner of the building and see far away lone pair of nurses struggling to ladle out soup to hundreds. Gonna be waiting here a while longer, sighs the mother in line beside you. Seems like it. You and her get talking. After a while, the topic drifts into a strange place, and she starts telling you about the sugarcane farmer who took criminals from the jails and worked them into his fields until they died. Ooh. You recognize it as the story about the sugarcane cutters blinded to the threat of death, but way more outrageous than your version. I know that story. You tell her your version. That's not as exciting, she says diplomatically. I mean, it sure sounds realer than what I heard, but I think Toby likes mine best. She bounces her child encouragingly on her hip, but Toby's too hungry to smile. Yeah, he's looking pretty worn there. Move on. Okay. Let's see who this new friend is, maybe, and then we'll end the episode here. Dupree.
You look good, honey. You got a light? You like a good story? I like to hear about people and make bets with them. I like to hear about the weird, handsome people. Get convinced by the rich jackasses who'll play blackjack and lose into the night. Dames who are lit cigarettes burning to the end.
You are not what I expected when I came here.
I want to be around furious people who use me and I use them. Are you one, stranger?
I don't know, but since you're a reoccurring character, we're gonna be talking quite a lot.
Come close to me. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
Gosh, everybody wants the ghost stories. Okay, let's see what we got. Do I still have the Jersey Devil? Yeah.
Just what I asked for. That spooky stuff gets my heart going like a good hand sometimes do.
Whoa, slow down.
A long time ago, I left that little hole I grew up in and started to make my home wherever I was. I don't regret it.
And so we have another character that's the theme is just like traveling around. I think they're all traveling around, but Mason was the only one who was like longing for like a solid permanent home to go back to, and he just can't get it. But everyone else seems pretty content or, just, moving around wherever when they feel like it.
I took a pack of cards and hopped on a cargo train. And when it stopped by someone interesting, I'd let 'em take me to where the law can't see. And you know what's home in this here country? People. No one loves harder and tries harder than these countrymen. And at night when the grasshopper's squeaking, I think they singing something patriotic about trying luck and failing and trying again. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
Is that all you're going to ask me for? Okay, let's see what I got. Well, ghosts. She might like that one. At the seance.
God damn, you're giving me the chills, sweetheart.
Nice.
I won big back in Reno and I got obsessed with luck. I was drinking absinthe at the time and smoking only darn European cigarettes that made me cough like a mule, and boy, after that win, I drank the green fairy good and smoked like a redwood bonfire.
How old are you?
And you know what I learned? I learned to pick my tables and expect music on the jaw. Shit. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
She likes excitement, but she likes scary excitement.
God damn, you're giving me the chills, sweetheart. I spent a night in jail once. And it were nicer than a prospect of going back to where I was born, just to become what my mom always wanted me to be. When I was 12, she caught me kissing a girl once. And I felt like I would never get out of all the strands of her red-as-hell fury. I said to her, "But you said I ain't to kiss no boys, and I ain't." But she and I both knew that ain't what she meant. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Let's see. She might like the shootout with the female bootleggers.
Well, they should let you make the movies, honey. The law? I can get by with the law. The law thinks I'm a victim, a sad girl of the streets, a damaged girl, a girl who ain't got no fate and whose daddy didn't love her. My daddy's dead, and all cops are in my pocket, stranger. I will tell you that if I tell you anything. The law's bad for us Roman kids. It does not serve us. But you learn to get that sad, pale girl on. They love that. Sometimes you gotta promise them something more and... Well, I don't say it's pleasant, but you born in a body. Sometimes people treat you like you need the power taken from it. I want to laugh. And today, honey, I laugh easy. You gotta have a story that'll do me that favor.
Oh, please. Oh, this is a stretch, but I'm gonna pick this one because the bottles were laughing.
Oh, sweetheart. My ribs are aching.
I did not expect that to work.
I used to think it was adventure, conversations, curiosity that made me road trip casino to backroom across these United States, but it's the thrill. God, yes. Gosh, the suckers. I love to watch suckers lose. You'd love it too if you came and saw that burning pit in their stomach. It's the want, you see? Oh, it's beautiful. Next time, let's up the stakes, shall we?
Oh, I gotta find more stories.
Why don't we spend some time with bourbon and 5-card stud? You bring the bourbon, of course. And when the moon's fuller, I might let you in on some secrets on life.
Hey,
Have you any?
She's not traveling that far. Still in Florida. Ooh. All right, Miss Dupree. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine here. I do not recall if it was ever established how many recurrent characters I get to talk to, but it seems like I'm just going to be following them around all over the country until I get all parts of their story, which is what Mr. Wolf wanted. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting way ahead of myself. I need to take a break from this game and step back, but I will come back with part 4. If you're still here, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!